He's a new age fullback. He's an attacking fullback, likes to get forward, almost like a wing-back in a 4-4 or 4-3-3 as Liverpool play, or depending who's in the middle of the park. But there's no doubt about it. He gives them natural width. He's got a wicked left foot, and we can also saw, not just assists on that left-hand side. The ball in for Salah. I know Trent Benty will take, and rightly so, a huge amount of credit because it's an outrageous the way he bends away from in between that gap. But what probably went under the radar a little bit was Robertson's assist to Salah, because he's taken it on the half volley and just drilled it across the face of the goal. I mean, Salah can't miss, but those two fullbacks linking up. Yeah. I mean, they're a brilliant ball and then a brilliant assist.
Yeah, I mean, Trent's pass, though.
I know, it's delicious.
When I saw it, I went, wow.
Yeah. It's filthy.
But no, Robertson, you're right there. It's a difficult skill coming across him, left foot, half volley, puts it in an area where, as you said, Salah cannot miss. He can't miss. Right. But I rate Andy Robertson. I think he's very, very good.
He's very, very good.
No, he's probably better, very good. But I'm not putting him in with Ashley Cole. I think sometimes we get too fixated on stats. Everything is stats.
Go on,
stats.
I heard you having having a heated debate with producer Joe.
Because you look at the way Liverpool played differently to the way, say, Chelsea when he was at his pomp, and Arsenal to a certain degree. But they played more the front foot. The fullbacks give them the width. They're giving that natural width.
But it's the fullback. The role of the fullback has changed.
Exactly.
When I first started playing, they were not considered. They were just considered parts of the team that are a necessity to have in a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Now they are almost as important as any other player on the pitch. The way that the game has evolved.
And you look at, for instance, Manchester United. People have been speaking about Wan-Bissaka. The reason why he doesn't look like he fits in at United, although he's done better of late, is because simply he's not good enough on the ball. Defensively, he's very good.
There ain't many better 1v1 defenders in the league than him.
But Ten Hag is more fixated on what he can do offensively. Now, as I said, the role of the fullbacks changes. You've just said there. And for me, Ashley Cole's the best left back we've produced in this country, the best to ever play in this country. Yeah. Like, he was somebody, didn't mind. Who's a better defender? Ashley Cole. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot. I get it, the way that Robertson gets forward, he gets across, and I understand all that. But if I was picking a team today, I'm picking Ashley Cole. 1-to-1 defending, doesn't really matter who he's up against, whether it be the battles he had with Ronaldo, some of the world-class players that he played against. He always didn't care. He didn't care to show that responsibility.
At one stage, he was possibly the best left back in the world.
Yeah,
and that he covered all those bases. But the game, as you mentioned there, his role was first and foremost defensive.
Yeah.
Second, what can I do going forward? It's almost like Robertson's role is now, what can you do going forward as your first protocol? Yeah. Defensively, what can you do now? A little bit like Trent. Yeah. Trent's the same on the other side. He's far more important to Liverpool going that way than he is going defensively.
Exactly. And again, that's why it's hard to... Listen, all I know is that for me would be Ashley Cole and then probably Patrice Evra. I mean, you look at his stats as well. Probably he's got better stats than Patrice. But you look at what...
When you say stats, give us an example of these stats. Are you talking attacking, like if you look assists?
Look at Ashley Cole's assists. He's got 31. Mm-hmm. And he played a lot longer than Robertson has up until this point. Yeah. But Robertson's already got, 54? So I get it.
That is remarkable.
It's remarkable. But as you said there, the role of fullbacks are starting a lot higher now.
They are. They're like wing-backs in 4-4-3 or 4-2-3.
Exactly. So, listen, what Robertson's done... And Trent, to be fair, these pair of fullbacks are exceptional. Like you can't throw mud at it and say, well, it is what it is. They're there for everyone to see. But if you're asking me on a personal preference, I would go Ashley Cole over Robertson.
I agree with you. I think most people will. But here's another question: is Robertson and Trent the best pairing of fullbacks the Premier League's ever seen? I can't think of a better pair.
I mean, there's a pair that kind of go under the radar. Maybe because in that period they didn't really win much. And that would be Danny Rose and Kyle Walker under Pochettino. Defensively, they were strong. Yeah. And both of them could defend. Yeah. Both of them were up and down. And you look at the successful times that Spurs had under Pochettino where they were competing for leagues and regularly finishing in the top 4. Them two took some stopping. Kyle Walker and Danny Rose.
I think Kyle Walker's the best right back this country's ever produced.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I can't think of a better right back doing... he's still quick. He's not. What is he? He's over. Was he 31 now?
Yeah.
32. He's still as quick as he was when I remember when he was 25.
Powerful. I would have Kyle Walker in my all-time team if we're picking a Premier League 11.
But the best pairing, is there a better pairing? You saying that? I mean, who did Manchester United have? So they had Neville. Who they have on left hand side? Neville and
Gabriel Hines, was it?
Yeah. Evra.
It was Evra and Valencia.
Yeah. Chelsea had Cole and Ivanovic.
Not bad. Or
Not bad.
Paulo Ferreira.
Paulo
Was he
Ferreira.
before Ashley Cole?
No, they played together.
But
Towards the end, Brenner. It was Brenner.
I wouldn't look at pair. When I look at pairings, I almost look at you right, Trent and Robertson. And again, I've used this at the top, but like Carlos and Cafu, they played together because it was regularly Cafu either switching it to Carlos or Carlos switching it out to Cafu.
But they were doing that 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But the way that they played is like Trent and
Robertson
Robertson
play
now.
Yeah.
The way they play, they're high and wide.
High and wide.
But Brazil were doing that,
2 out of 2.
Yeah.
So
He was.
It's mad, but look, I think they'll certainly be up there. And there's going to be pairs out there where people will go, well, what about these two? I mean, I'm trying to think City. Who was City's pairing?
Well, it's Kyle Walker and Cancelo now. Who was left back before?
The Paulo Zabaleta.
Zabaleta.
Kovalov. Not Kovalov. Kolarov. Kovalev.
I knew he meant.
So you left me just hanging.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I'm trying to think of it. I didn't want to. I thought I'd leave you just there, just to make I didn't want to back sound like I didn't know either. The best pairing in the Premier League: 03717223344. Where does Andy Robertson rate? In fact, Liverpool fans, is he your best ever left back? I'm trying to think when I grew up.
Winterburn, Dixon.
No, I'm talking for Liverpool. Who's
Steve Finnan and John Arisa.
Steve Finnan was on the right, John Arisa on the left. You're absolutely right. Phil Neal, going back. Phil Neal. Who scored?
Who was Dennis Irwin? Was on the left. Who was the right back? Paul Parker.
Parker might have been.
Again, they're two good fullbacks.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't look at them as a pairing.
No, but they were they were out defenders.
Well, Irwin just scored free kicks and scored.
Yes, he did, but you never saw Owen, playing high and wide.
No,
you never saw that.
But I think, as I said, the role of fullback
They're
changed.
Well, aren't they? I mean, we just spoke about Reece James at Chelsea. The difference that Chelsea are without Reece and Chilwell,
difference
with the pair of them,
night and day.
We're a completely different team.
Yeah,
and that's why Tuchel struggled last year. Reece has now picked up another injury. Chilwell, don't know how far away he is, but you don't want to complain to it because no one's going to have any sympathy, and nor do I expect it because Chelsea have got deep pockets. But the truth is, you miss your two best fullbacks in the modern game. It's hard to be It's hard to be as good without your two best.
I think that's why a lot of people was it the start of last season? Lukaku was last season, wasn't he? Right.
Lukaku was last season.
I think the start of last season when Chelsea were flying high at the start of the season was because of the two fullbacks. I think they were your two top goal scorers. The two fullbacks.
There was a stat going on. And this might not be it, but in the first X amount of games they played together, Chelsea didn't. I think we conceded 2 goals and scored 18.
Yeah, it's like mad that.
And then they both go injured, and it's like the game. Where'd you go? Now you got Aspilicueta coming in there, or
they fell apart. Lukaku's service diminished, and the whole thing fell apart.
Yeah.